Acura's had a crossover size hole in their lineup, which has only become bigger over the years as the once entry-level crossover, the RDX, became larger and more expensive with each new generation. Acura finally has a solution with its new ADX small crossover. Today I'm giving you a full tour of the new Acura ADX. We'll break down the trim levels, and I'll tell you all you need to know about Acura's new entry-level crossover. Let's get into it. So there are 3 trim levels of the new Acura ADX. We have a base trim, and then we have 2 A-Spec trims, A-Spec and then A-Spec Advanced. What we have here are 2 A-Spec models, and there's some optional accessories on this model with the new Adriatic Blue Metallic. There's also a Milano Red color, which is new for the Acura lineup as well, debuting here on the ADX. So this small cavalry is coming into Acura's lineup early 2025, so we won't have to wait much longer. We don't have official pricing, but it is supposed to start in the mid-30s, which makes sense because Acura is saying this is going to be a entry-level model for the Acura lineup alongside the Integra, and the Integra starts in the mid-30s as well. And to put this into perspective, the RDX starts in the mid-40s, so you're going to be able to get yourself into an Acura crossover with available all-wheel drive for about $10,000 less than the RDX. And instead of this being built in Ohio like the Integra, I guess you could say platform mate, is actually being built down in Mexico at the Celaya plant. If that sounds familiar, well, Acura builds the HR-V there. And this does share in some capacities, I guess you could say, with measurements. With the HR-V, it has, I believe, the same wheelbase at 104.5-inch wheelbase. However, this is a much longer vehicle than that HR-V. It's just a couple inches shorter in length than the larger RDX. Acura says they want this entry-level crossover to be top of its segment in terms of sales. So I would say that's probably around $30,000 a year is what they're looking for. However, there's a lot more production at that plant down in Mexico to allow for more production if the demand is there, I would say, for this ADX. Now, underneath the hood, you have one engine option. And I won't be able to open up the hood for you guys. I'll show some maybe B-roll of the Integra's engine. It's the same as the Integra's engine, 1.5 liter turbo. Should have around 200 horsepower and around 192 pound-feet of torque. Made it exclusively to a CVT that's been sport tuned for this vehicle specifically. And then we also have aluminum paddle shifters in there as well to row through this stepped gearing. We don't have fuel economy numbers, but I would say it's probably gonna be around 30 miles per gallon. And all-wheel drive is available even on the base grade. All right, so let's get into the styling. I mean, there's no denying that is 100% accurate here. With the large diamond pentagon grille, we have this updated mesh pattern here that we see on the MDX. The RDX kind of has this fat, lacy grille mesh pattern. I think it looks really, really nice. Now, this has some optional features that you can purchase from the dealer, for example, or accessorize online with these additional little winglets here at the bottom, and you have some more in the back. We'll talk more about those accessories, but we have the classic Acura chicane style daytime running lights. Instead of the jewel eye headlights that you see on the more expensive Acura models, it looks like we just have a singular bi-LED headlight right there. Also, the MDX has this kind of line that goes through the middle, so it's kind of taking that from its bigger brother, this new ADX. So let's come around to the side. We're gonna have an A-Spec badge there. Of course, on the base grade, you're not gonna have that. The base grade will also come with smaller wheels. These are the 19-inch wheels. However, these are optional. And then if we look at the other A-Spec advanced grade over here, these are actually the standard wheels. And I like those quite a bit, but it's good to have options from Acura with your wheel designs. Again, the base grade will have 18-inch wheels. In the base grade, instead of this glossy black finish on the bottom around the wheel arches, it's more of a glossy, sparkly sort of silver gray. Again, the A-Spec badge there, blacked out mirror tops, as well as blacked out window surrounds for the B-pillar. And standard is a panoramic sunroof on the A-Spec models. Now coming to the rear, again, the chicane style rear taillights, and we have this optional deck lid spoiler here. This one is standard across the lineup, but this one is definitely an optional piece there. A-Spec, and then you have the all-wheel drive badge. You can send up to 50% of the engine's torque to the rear wheels. And of course, the first ever ADX badge that we've seen on an Acura. I like the dual tip exhaust here, and you can see this is the finish that's more than likely going to be on the base grade around the wheel arch. It's kind of like this silver, glossy, metallic finish on the bottom of the rear bumper. You see parking sensors here. Parking sensors are standard in only on the A-Spec advanced grade. I will point out that Smart Key Access is only on the front door on the top grade, and it is not on the rear door handle here on this A-Spec Advance. So let's go ahead and open this up. Automated liftgate, of course, standard. You can see here tons of cargo capacity here. This is going to be one of the strongest points to the ADX. A little underfloor storage there as well, lights on each side. We also have 180 watt 12 volt accessory power. See a subwoofer back here for that Bang & Olufsen sound system we'll talk more about here in a little bit. Now you can also have, this is on the A-Spec Advance. You're able to use like a kick sensor and walk away. And it will close, but I don't have the key on me, so let's just go ahead and close it the traditional way. You also have a little cargo or a tonneau cover in there as well. One other piece I forgot to mention here is that underneath, this is this little winglet here on the back is an optional accessory. You're not going to see it here on the more standard model. Also, I forgot to mention, the A-Spec models come with fog lights, and I don't believe that comes on this standard model, for example. Into the back seat, we have these black leather seats with the red stitching with a little bit of suede inserts, not only on the back, but also on the bottom. If we look at the door panel here, hard touch here at the top. You might be saying, Kirk's a premium car, but hey, the Lexus UX, for example, also has a hard top on the rear door. But down here, nice stitching on the door panel. And this kind of reminds me, if I remember right, this sort of wavy pattern, I think I've seen on the HRV before. All right, so let's go ahead and get in here. On the A-Spec models, you get USBs, two USB-Cs back here. I want to say it's 60 watts, which is fantastic for fast charging. And then standard across the lineup are these dual air vents. Again, panoramic is standard on the A-Spec models. Look at this. Look, that's pretty nice. Independent map lights back here that are touch sensitive, like that. We also have these handles above just the rear doors. Interesting, I don't know if I've seen that before, where the handles are just for the passengers in the back. No map pocket on this side, only on this side. I do have a lot of leg room, but I haven't adjusted this seat up here for me quite yet. All right, the comfort back here is pretty good, and unlike the HRV that this comes out of the same plant, it has a fold down armrest. Okay, also HRV does not have USBs or vents back here. In fact, I don't even think the Integra has either, if I remember correctly. All right, a little bit of a hump here on the floor because well, you have an all-wheel drive tunnel there to power or send some power and torque to the rear wheels. So let's go ahead and get in the front seat of the new ADX. Again, blind spot monitor is going to be standing here with the Acura watch. Materials have been upgraded here on this front door, and we also have this new kind of glossy black checker pattern that starts with the checkers and then goes to a smooth glossy black, kind of a gradient into this smooth. We also have that suede insert on the inside of that leather trim door here. Here's a Bang & Olufsen sound system, 15 speakers. We have auto folding mirrors on the A-Spec Advance. We also have these nice skid plates on this A-Spec model as well, with a little lumbar control here. I'm going to back up this seat. Kind of nice baseball stitching here for the bolstering on this leather seat as well. So let's go ahead and sit inside. Standard across the lineup is a 9-inch screen. I think that's only on the top end of the Integra models. However, on this A-Spec Advanced trim, you now have built-in Google built-in, and you also have Amazon Alexa built-in. You still have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless in here. That's standard across the lineup, but not, the Alexa and the Google built-in, the Google Assistant is exclusive to the A-Spec Advanced trim. All right, materials here are much nicer than even maybe the Integra. Look at the door panel, on top of the dash here. The Bang & Olufsen speakers and the A-pillar looks real nice. Memory seats on this top grade. We have a flat bottom steering wheel on the A-Spec models, heated steering wheel here on this A-Spec Advance. You also have ventilated seats on the, I think all A-Spec models actually get ventilated seats, and standard is heated seats. Standard, I believe, also is this wireless charger. We have 2 USB-Cs down here and another 12-volt accessory. A little cup holder up front, and then another cup holder back here. Again, a glossy black was the choice to surround the shifter, and then it gets more into this pattern glossy black. I wish the whole, this kind of, I don't know, diamond pattern glossy black, I wish that was everywhere because it's going to hide dirt and scratches a lot better. So that's just a minor nitpick, but I like how this is more of like a brushed finish here. It's not glossy black. It's not going to blind me while I'm driving. I mentioned the paddle shifters here for the you know, simulated stepped gearing on the CVT. What else do we have? We have a auto dimming rear view mirror, sunglasses holder. This sunroof does open, which is quite nice. You can see right there the little button for opening that. Opening up the armrest. Well, there's the Acura key for here. If you want to see what the key for this looks like, looks familiar. I feel like the new MDXs looks like this as well. Let's go ahead and put that back. We do have a rubber mat down there, which is going to make sure the key doesn't get too loud on us. And signature to the Integra as well as the Civic. I mean, I was just in the new Passport as well. We have these radial dials, triple radial dials here, which are probably the best in the industry. Listen to the clicks. And we have just illumination around it. This is perfect. I don't want anything else. A climate control, dual. Ooh, did you see that? Look at that. That is one of the coolest things I've seen in an Acura in a long time. As you're twisting it to cool, the radial dial turns blue. If you're twisting it to hot, the radial dial turns red. Wow. Okay, I'm happy about that. This one doesn't change color, and this one does, of course. Now, if I sync it, do both of them? Yes! Both of them will change color as you sync, which is pretty neat with that new LED radial dial climate control. So going from that black trim over to this new interior trim for Acura. We haven't seen this orchid interior with this kind of blue suede. This is a much more light blue than I'm used to seeing in most interiors, so it looks really unique, really nice. Let's go and close the door. We have some ambient lighting in here that I forgot to talk about on that other model over there. Now the ambient lighting is going to be, it's really hard to tell because it's not super dark right now, but it's along right here. But I like how much more this door contrasts compared to that all black. If we look into the back seats, they get that nice attention to detail as well with the blue suede. And again, panel roof in here. Now some of you might be asking, what's the word on a Type S version of the ADX? Well, of course, Acura is not going to say anything. They cannot speculate on future product. However, if I were to speculate on it, well, we want to lower it. We want bigger wheels on here. We want the Type S badge right in the corner of this diamond pentagon grille. We want the Type badges replacing the A-Spec badges, but it all comes down to powertrain. Well, yeah, I would like to see a more robust all-wheel drive system, maybe the super handling all-wheel drive, which can send 70% of the rear torque to, or the torque to the rear wheels. That'd be great to see in a Type S ADX. And of course, we would like to see a high output 2-liter engine in here that we see from the Integra Type S. But the chances of that happening, I'm not going to get my hopes up for it, but it's fun to talk about. In the meantime, we'll have this brand new entry-level crossover to the Acura lineup, something they've needed for many years now as the RDX has become bigger and more expensive over the generations. So now you have two options for around $35,000 starting. You can get an Integra, a fun-to-drive handling hatchback, or this beautiful new Acura ADX crossover that is going to be a little bit more practical in terms of space. Might not be quite as fun to handle and throw around the turns as the Integra, but hey, getting all-wheel drive is really going to help a lot of buyers, and that higher seat height is going to help a lot of buyers be pushed to choose this over the Integra. So let me know down below what you think of the new Acura ADX. Is it what you were expecting? What would you like to see different? And let me know if you'd be picking this or the Integra for your daily needs. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.